what we're going to do is our galaxy scarf. We're going to choose 2 Dynaflow colors again to go in a bag with our fabric. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to add Pearl-Ex. And Pearl-Ex is a mica pigment. It has a shimmer or a shine to it. It's dry and can be added to anything essentially that dries clear. So today what we're going to do, since these colors are transparent, is mix our Pearl-Ex in with our Dynaflow and give it a smush and have some beautiful shimmer throughout our scarf. So let me show you how it's done. So the workstation that I have laid out is a table that I've put plastic down on, and then I've crumpled up some newsprint and just some copy paper to give some elevation to my piece as I lay it out. I don't want to lay it flat. I don't want it to sit in a puddle of its paint. So I want these peaks and valleys so that the airflow can get underneath it, everything dries quickly, and they also give some interesting flow to the colors. So I'm going to take my pre-washed scarf and place that into just a plastic grocery bag. And then I'm going to take my Dynaflow colors and put them into a small cup or dish or something like that. And that's where I'm going to mix the Dynaflow with my Pearl-Ex. And Pearl-Ex comes in a little tiny container. You can get it in a large one. The smaller containers are great for tiny little projects, perfect for something like this. Here I have about an ounce of Dynaflow, and I'm going to mix in my Pearl-Ex with that Dynaflow. And this is an interference color. That means it's only going to shimmer when it's put against a dark background. So this is interference green. That green will pop against the blue. So I'm putting a few scoops in there. So now on my violet, I'm going to add a different pigment. I'm going to add Brilliant Gold to my violet. I'd say I have about a tablespoon of Pearl-Ex in my Azure Blue. And in my violet, I think I'm going to do maybe a little bit more because I really like the way the gold looks with the violet. So let me show you what those swirls look like. Once your Pearl-Ex is mixed into your Dynaflow, you should be able to stir it up and see swirls. The more you stir, the more swirly it gets. Mica pigments are bigger than the pigments used in these paints. So as they sit, they settle. It's also important to stir up your Dynaflow and Pearl-Ex mixture right before you add it to your scarf. That way it is floating in the paint and not settled on the bottom. Okay, so I have my loose, dry, pre-washed fabric. This is a silk scarf in my little nest, and these guys are mixed now. So again, I mentioned, make sure that you stir them up right before you add them to your batch. That way it's all floating. And so now I've stirred it. I'm just going to dab those colors down. I'm not wetting this scarf beforehand. I'm going to use more Dynaflow in this scarf in order to get stronger colors that aren't as loose and flowy. I want this one to be really bold, and by using just straight Dynaflow with no water, that will give me boldness. Good stir. And I'm just pouring these in the white areas where I haven't put my blue. Oh wow, yeah, this is going to be really beautiful. Got a little more blue left, so make that a little stir. Have some water handy. In the event that you don't have enough Dynaflow to go around on your scarf, you may want to add a little bit of water just to get some areas damp and wet so they flow. So I'm going to scrunch this up, just a few little scrunches. And I've used more Dynaflow in this one because I did not use water to begin with. So this will take a little more scrunching. This is more like the very first scarf we did in this series. And here I'm opening it up, and I can see immediately that after scrunching it, I still have some white spaces. So what I'm going to do now is take my little bit of water that I had on standby, and I'm going to put the water right in the white areas. And what that does is it kind of loosens that fiber up, and it makes it so that it will wick color into those areas. So they will be a little bit lighter in those spots, which is totally fine. but it should just cover everything up. And it looks like that worked just fine. Great. Okay, so when you pull these out wet, we will have a lot of Pearl-Ex showing. That is just the way it looks when it comes out. But when you do your post-wash, after your fabric has dried, you want to heat set it with an iron to make it permanent, and then you want to wash it again. And that second wash is going to get any loose pigment out. That one is an important one, most especially for wearables. If it's not something that's going to be worn and you really like the way the Pearl-Ex looks on there, you don't have to do that secondary wash. You will lose probably 40% of the shimmer that you see initially on your scarf, but that doesn't make it any less beautiful for sure. So now my scarf has been heat set and I put it through a wash just to get out any top layer of Pearl-Ex. And what's left is a shimmer, an embedded shimmer in my silk. These iridescent green areas in the azure blue and the beautiful gold in the violet really make these galaxies shine. I hope you get a chance to make your own galaxy. Thanks for watching.